Pardon all the noise. I'm actually at a show and I was troubleshooting a scooter that was acting up on me. It's an Excalibur. One of the motors seemed to not be running, so I thought I did some troubleshooting, and I thought I would repeat for you how I established whether was the motor bad, which that's very odd and rare for a motor to be bad because it's brushless, or maybe the wiring coming from the motor, or was it the controller? Here are the two controllers. There's two, one for the right, one for the left. So what I did was I carefully, after pulling the fuse out before starting, I switched. See, this is the wire going to the right motor. You can kind of trace it and see, and there's the same wire going to the left motor. At any rate, what I did was I switched, unclipped this, and unclipped these carefully by pulling the shielding back. If I can do this with one hand. Anyway, this sheathing slides back. Hang on. There we go. Needed an extra hand. Pulling these connectors carefully apart. Okay, it's a barrel connector. Like, see if I can do this one-handed, like so. Okay. I pulled these three connectors apart. 1, 2, 3. And then this one, a multiplexed connector with multiple pins. 4. And I switched them to the other controller. Note, the green wire goes to the yellow, the blue goes to blue, and the yellow goes to green. Do not assume, if you unplug these, that the yellow goes to yellow, the green goes to green, and the blue goes to blue. It's not the case, okay? But at any rate, I disconnected these wires, from this controller, and I connected this controller to those wires right here, and my problem followed the controller, which means I have a bad controller. The motor that wasn't working, which was this one, when I put this controller on it, it worked just fine. So that's a good way to troubleshoot whether or not you have a bad controller or a bad motor. Again, I doubt the motor would ever be bad. More than likely you have either a chafe in the wire going to the motor, because the motors are pretty simple devices. I hope this helps. Again, in summary, there's your controller. Don't worry about all the rest of the stuff now. All you're worried about is what's going to the actual motors. See? Follow the wire, and that would be these three barrel connectors and this one 4-pin connector. Okay? All the rest, leave it be.